In today's video, we're going to be looking at a Nintendo Switch and an Xbox One S. The Xbox One S cost me £40.99. The Nintendo Switch cost me £55. If I'm able to fix this Nintendo Switch today, that would be my third Nintendo Switch in a row that I've been able to fix, which would be incredible. I'm going to give it my best shot. Let's head over to the desk. Wish me luck. Let's go. Here is the Xbox One S console at its finest. This is a 1TB edition and it's the discless one. Is it digital edition? Is that what they call it? The digital one where it doesn't have a disc tray. I think as a standard these all came with 1TB because if you put them 500 gig then you're going to fill that up pretty quick. The listing states it's in good condition. The HDMI decoder chip appears to have died. Cannot see any physical damage to the port. The hard drive has been removed. Now looking at this, it is in relatively good, not anymore. Looking at this, it's in relatively good condition. It looks all right. There's not really any scratch marks on it. You can tell it's been opened and they said that the hard drive has been removed. There's no point in me testing this whilst there's no hard drive in because it just won't turn on. So what I'm going to do is take off the case, put a temporary hard drive in. I've got a 500 gig here. I'm hoping that the 500 gig works in the 1TB one. And then we're going to see if we get a display. If we don't, we'll investigate it a bit further. Let's take it apart. So I've just placed the hard drive in now. Let's put in some power. Power's in. I'm also going to plug in the HDMI. Make sure that it's in the right one. Yep. And then we're going to see what happens when we power it on. Here we go. Turns on. Do we get the spin? We do get the spin from the fan. Do we get an image? Perhaps. Maybe? Yes, we do. That is why we always check first if there's a hard drive issue. I've just saved myself God knows how much time checking like with the multimeter and testing other connections, checking the HDMI port, and if I wiggle the port, it's absolutely fine. Nice. Right, let's see if this one sails through. If we just go reset this Xbox, so we go troubleshoot, reset this Xbox, remove everything. Let's see if it updates, and if so, we've grabbed ourselves a bargain. Okay, so it appears that the error's come up again. This means I'm probably gonna have to use OSU 1 to completely reset this hard drive. So I'm gonna try that now quick. Just running through the OSU 1 now, should be okay. I should be able to get around about £100 or so for a 1TB Xbox digital edition, maybe £90, so it's not that bad. My pricing could be horrendously out, but I think I've made a profit. I will need to purchase a 1TB hard drive from Amazon, but I think I'll still make a profit. Even if it's £10, £20, it's still something. Let's move on to our second console. I'm just gonna really quickly interrupt the video. I'm doing a live stream on Saturday, the 11th of December at 1 PM GMT. I've always wanted to do something for charity, and this is the year to do it. It's the 2021 Christmas Toy Appeal for Children. It's a charity that gives children toys who don't get toys for Christmas. And they do that in the form of Christmas toy sacks. One toy sack will go to one child and that costs £25. I've always liked the idea of repairing electronic gifts and giving that to charity, but a lot of places don't take electronic equipment. So I feel like this is the most suited way that we could do something for charity this year. The Just Giving page will be live on the 11th of December and that's when it will start, and I will end it on the 24th of December, Christmas Eve. After the live stream finishes, I'll include the link to the charity in the description of my videos up until Christmas Eve. More information soon. Back to the video. Thank you for listening. And now we move on to item number 2. You can see my blue mat is getting a little bit dirty. Oh, look at all that thermal paste there. I will clean that up, I promise. I purchased this for £55 and it's a Nintendo Switch. Supposedly, it doesn't power on. The description did say that it's not in the best of condition, and you can definitely see that from the scratches around the screen. Yeah, quite heavy ones, especially towards the left side of it, and the back as well is quite scuffed. Nonetheless, it comes with a kickstand, which is always a result, whether it stays in... Oh, I thought I saw an SD card, but I didn't. I've been bamboozled. And let's check, do we have a game? No, no game either. Is it XAJ400. Overall, not the best condition, but let's see what happens when we try and plug in the ammeter. There is also no way that I managed to fix 3 Nintendo Switches in a row. So let's see what happens. We plug it in. Oh, we get 0.11 amps. So we get a reading straight off the bat, but it seems to be a very, very steady one. It's not fluctuating in any way, shape or form. It's dead set on 0.11 amps. Let me try the other side. Okay, so we don't get any charge on this side, no matter how much we wiggle it around as well. Let me just try again. I'll put that in with a bit more force. Don't seem to get anything. So on the front was 0.11. Oh, we now get nothing. Let me just clean this out. So now we get nothing at all. We're gonna have to take a look inside this switch. All the screws look to be intact, but again, the condition of it. Oh, is that a bit of water damage that I see around here? Some pink stuff, you see that? Interesting. So let's get the motherboard out of this. Just started unscrewing it and a bit has fell off. This plastic bit is literally just fallen off the case. And would you look at all of that rust under where the NAND was? Oh dear, we can see, look at all of this. Disgusting. So clearly some liquid has got into this device. I don't know if you can see just yet, but there is also water damage around M92. We're going to look at that under the scope in a second. The shell is also cracked up here as well. I don't know if that's where the water come in. It's travelled a long way if that is the case of where it's come in, because the NAND stuff is all the way down here. Let's continue this journey. When I think of a Nintendo Switch, I think of happy summer characteristics, not snow. This specific area is just behind, let me see if I can show you. It's on this connector here, not this one, this one. This connector here, which is the power connector. So this is where I think the volume and power goes to, the ribbon cable. So you can see we've got slight water damage just here. Then we've got this ribbon connector here, and this is for the games card reader slot. And if I take the actual games card reader slot and show you, we can see there's a lot. Let me move that. There's a lot of water damage on the back of that as well, as you can see here. Maybe not on the actual connector itself, a couple of pins, but just around here. So it's not looking great. And that's a thick bit of water damage. That's snow damage. We got snow damage. My worry is that if we then slowly go down the board, this is the back of the CPU, and you can clearly see that we have water damage that trickles all the way down here. Mainly around this area. I mean, this cap has bit of water damage around it. You've got these caps down here connecting to this chip here, and then this here. Oh, it's just all over the board. I don't think that's the worst place hit. There is also this, so this is the back of the CPU. If I take you on a little trip to the top right hand side of the board, we've also got some more water damage here, up here, this cap, around here, and this is the piston resistance. Over here we've got water damage around this chip, this cap. What on earth has happened around here? What is all of this gunk and goo? Like, what's happened? There's like a rock infestation. It's like sugar or something. I don't know what it is, you know. But this area, the other side of the board to relate to. So this is where the memory of the system is, and behind that is where we have all of this damage. I mean, this just isn't a pretty sight. Look at this, all of this rust. This is disgusting. I also don't have an ultrasonic cleaner, so getting this sparkling clean is going to be a chore. Does that mean that I give up on it? Not yet. I'm going to try some things. I will have a look at the charging port. I'll see what's going on, but there is a heavy chance that this is going to be a donor board. Heavy, heavy chance. I mean, look at all of this. So what is that meant? I don't even know what this is meant to look like. And this one as well. Look at it, man. It's been fried. Is that like, that's been like fried, like bacon. The funny thing is that the water damage indicator isn't even touched, because I think it's come down from the game cartridge slot at the top of the system, and the water damage indicator is on the bottom. Saying that, so this is the water indicator, which usually goes like a bright pink if there's liquid damage, and clearly it's fine. If I go up to M92T36, look, we've got a load of water damage around here as well, around M92. And I also don't know where to start. I think giving it a good clean now that I know where the faults are, which is pretty much 99% of the board. Even the LCD, look at that, the LCD connector just has tons of water damage next to it. I know it sounds really silly too, but I'm just gonna have a general clean up. I'm gonna take these components off and I'm gonna see what's going on, because this is just disgusting. I'm gonna check M92. There's a CPU capacitor that is just below. It's this one here. So I've got my meter in continuity mode. I'm just going to check and see if we've got continuity. If there is a short to ground, so if the meter beeps on this side of the capacitor, it means that the CPU is gone. Let's check now. Seems to be fine. Yeah, that's okay. I'm very shocked that the CPU cap is fine. I'm pretty sure this one is the chip on the back, so let's check that. That is also okay. Okay, not too bad. Let's check these ones up here. So that should not be shorted to ground, that shouldn't be shorted to ground, that shouldn't be shorted to ground, so that's all okay. The top one should be. This one. Okay, so this chip is shorted to ground, which would suggest that there is an issue with the M92 chip that we have here. Just check these ones real quick. fine. That's fine. We'll check the fuse here. That's okay. I want to quickly check around the BQ chip, which is just about here. That's all fine. Makes me wonder if there is a chance that we can actually save this Nintendo Switch. You can see on the charging port that there is slight water damage. If I turn it around this way as well, you can see it on the bottom. So there is slight water damage on the pins. Slightly green, you see that like a mouldy green sort of colour. That indicates water damage. We might not be able to fix this switch, but I'll tell you one thing, I'm going to give it a good go. If the listing had stated that this unit had water damage, I would have taken it apart first without putting the charger in. When I put that charger in and it was drawing 0.11 amps, I feel like that's done more damage to the switch. I should have maybe been a bit more precautious, I think. You can see we have some sort of gunk here on the charging port, so that needs to come out. Right, I'm going to change the charging port. I'm going to change the M92 chip, and I'm going to give it a good clean, and we're going to see what happens. It might be a waste, but that's what this is all about, learning. Just a quick round off before I actually test this. I'm a little bit nervous because I do have a little bit of faith for how much of a good job we've cleaned everything up. So M92T36 has been replaced, the charging port has been replaced, and we seem to have done a solid job there. The whole board has had a clean, and we've also just replaced a couple of components over this side of the board, which you would have seen earlier, and I think we've actually done quite a successful job. I've just done a quick test around M92 to make sure we've got no shorts and we're all good. We're looking okay. There were 2 bridge capacitors that you would have just seen, but I've managed to fix that. There's not really any more signs of water damage on the board. Oh, however, the plastic that secures the LCD ribbon connector did fall off. So there is that, but if we get some sort of boot on this, then I'll replace that. But there's no point until I know that it's good or bad. I've spent quite a bit of time on this. We've had a real good learning experience from doing what we've done today, and I really hope that it works because that would just be incredible. So let's test it now. Worst case scenario, it was quite a cheap switch and we could just use it for parts. I know that the M92 chip is good, but I'm going to shut up and we're going to test it. Here we go. Okay, so at least we get something. Before we had nothing. I mean, 0.00 amps to me would suggest that there's no charge really going through. I thought you should have 0. something even if the battery isn't connected. So I'm just going to connect the battery now. The fact that that's come on is really good because it shows the charging port that we replaced was successful. I do need to check the back though. Okay, so battery has been plugged in. We've got the backlight in, we've got the battery, we've got the NAND. Let's now plug in the power. Here we go. It turns on, good. Are we going to go up? 0.00? It's just going to stay there, isn't it? Okay. A little bit annoying that it's still at 0.00. I don't have any backlight whatsoever, so it's not booting into anything. I'm just going to push on the NAND and see if that activates anything. I don't think it's going to. I'm also going to push on the CPU. So I'll take it out and put it back in. Nothing. Let's flip it over. We can see if we get anything on this side. It charges, so again, the charging port replacement was successful, so I'm happy with that. And we're getting 0.00 amps. Still, that's a shame. I've just removed the NAND from the board. I'm going to see if I get anything displayed different. Could be something to do with all those other chips that we replaced earlier. We've replaced a lot of components on this board. 0.00 still. I've just taken a NAND from a different board and we're going to try that. See if we get anything. 0.00, unfortunately. I'm also going to try my other battery that I've got and just see if we get a backlight display. Alright, so now we're trying a different battery. What do we get? Exactly the same, 0.00. And again, no backlight coming on. I mean, it's definitely been a fun one to try out. We replaced a lot of components today, so it's good practice, always good practice to be able to do this. If anyone in the comment section below has any idea as to what I can try next on this Nintendo Switch, feel free to leave a comment, and it's something that I can definitely revisit going forward. Thumbs up the video if you enjoyed, guys. Sorry I wasn't able to fix it today, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.